Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to our fifth session of our subject IT 320. We are now on Unit 3, Chapter 5 of our discussion, electronic data integration. So we are now on week 4 or 5, week 5. So our topic for this morning is this afternoon is about electronic data payments. And our objectives are as follows. Number 1, discuss the importance of electronic data payments in system integration and architecture. Number 2, value the importance of electronic data payments in system integration and architecture. And number 3, understand the basic concepts of electronic data payments in system integration and architecture. So for electronic data payments, you can see here on figure 12 the digital payment and transactions. So the term electronic payment refers to the payment made from one bank account to another using electronic methods and foregoing the direct intervention of bank employees. So narrowly defined, electronic payments refers to e-commerce, that a payment for buying and selling goods or services offered through the internet, or broadly to any type of electronic funds transfer. So modern payment systems use cash substitute, as compared to traditional payment systems. So this includes debit cards, credit cards, electronic funds transfer, direct credits, direct debits, internet banking, and e-commerce payment system. So I think some of you guys has already transacted with this. Some of you also has GCash, Paymaya, coins, or probably you undergone transaction using the ATM machine. So modern payment systems use cash substitute as compared to traditional payments, and payment systems can be physically or electronic, and each has its own procedures and protocols. So the standardization of these payments has allowed some of the systems and networks to grow to a global scale, especially now that we are on a pandemic, guys, and we pay cashless, so we ought to have bank transfers, and the only drawback for this is the security of this bank transfers. So you will later on know how are you going to be safe using this kind of payment methods. So examples of payment systems that have become globally available are credit cards and the ATMs, the automatic teller machines. So there are other specific form of payments and are also used to settle financial transactions for products in the equity market. So when you speak about the equity market, this refers to the stock exchange. And nowadays, ang uso bala ang cryptocurrency exchange. So but then again, it's more likely that you have your money transfers on these markets. So we come up with the bond markets. Bond markets is a stock market. The currency market, as I've said, cryptocurrency and currency, mainstream currency, guys. So ang sakop kay nyo, guys, nga banking system nga physical, kung gina-govern kita ka Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. So that is a mainstream banking system. Now, when you talk about cryptocurrency, this is a currency made of electronically. So if you are going to understand cryptocurrency, you have to first know what is a blockchain and the blockchain technology. So there are a lot of blockchains right now, and this is based on a transactional basis, payments, and etc. So other specific forms of payments are also used to settle financial transactions for products in these markets. So additionally, forms exist to transfer funds between financial institutions. So your Palawan, your Cebuana, Luwilier, and Smart Padala. So those are the examples. Of course, on 7-Eleven, you can also go to 7-Eleven 24 hours a day and transact there. Additionally, forms exist to transfer funds between financial institutions, and domestically, this is accomplished by using automated clearinghouse and real gross settlement systems, or what we call RTGS. So, internationally, this is accomplished using the SWIFT network. So, if you transact within the SWIFT network, that is for international payments. So, like for example, if a foreigner studied here in the Philippines, like for example, that foreigner is from Nigeria and he wanted to study in a university, he can pay using the SWIFT payment bank account of any university. So, mo dado karon niya gina ano. Now, if you are so bye-bye ka mo guys kagyera sa Ukraine and sa Russia, you will notice that if you heard the news, the banking system all over the world is banning the SWIFT system of the Russians para i-disable ang nga economy. So, ang SWIFT payment nga guys, importante da sa bangko because you can transact business there automatically using a SWIFT code. So, may ginatawag na SWIFT code. Pero during the war between Russia and Ukraine, the whole world is against Russia, so they disabled their SWIFT banking system. So for e-commerce payment system, that is another topic. We are now on lesson 11. E-commerce payment system facilitates the acceptance of electronic payment for offline transfer. So this is also known as the subcomponent of electronic data interchange, or your EDI nga ginatawag. So we discussed about EDI last time. And we know that EDI is the backbone of these electronic payments. Kaya you cannot do transactions within the internet if you don't have the EDI. So after EDI, we have the e-commerce payment system that have become increasingly popular due to the widespread use of the internet-based shopping and banking. So the credit card remains the most common form of payment for e-commerce transactions. And in North America, as of 2008, it is said that 90% of online retail transactions were made up of credit cards. So it is difficult for an online retailer to operate without supporting credit and debit cards due to their widespread use. But take note that online merchants must comply with stringent rules stipulated by the credit and debit card issues. Now, the example is your Visa and your MasterCard. So this is in accordance with bank and financial regulation in the countries where the credit or the debit service conduct businesses. So for the vast majority of payment system accessible on the public internet, the baseline authentication, so this is the financial institution on the receiving end, and the data integrity and confidentiality of the electronic information exchanged over the public network involves obtaining a certificate from an authorized certificate authority who provided the public key infrastructure. So I think we have to know about PKI guys, no? This is the Philippine PNPKI. Sa aton din sa Philippines, we have PNPKI. Pero ang PNPKI nga this is based on PKI, which is public key infrastructure. So what is the most important thing about the PKI? This is the authentication. So kung kita may mga fingerprint, ang fingerprints naton unique nga identification naton. So paano kung sa online ang unique identification nga ikaw no? So of course we have the QR codes do karon. So anywhere pwede mo itsura mo, i-QR mo, or probably guys ang information mo tanan ibutang mo sa internet through QR. Pero may ginatawag man kita nga mas secure nga online pamagi sa online, which is the PKI or the public key infrastructure. So this is ang public key o may liabi kita kung magsulod kita sa balay. So this is to secure our identity online. And if you are synonymous with PKI, you'll be able to be transacting to different persons all over the world safely and securely. So that is the essence of your PKI, no? So pero dito sa Philippines guys, the DICT or the Department of Information and Communications Technology is the pioneer which gives the motivation for the government offices internationally to go on PKI. So they call it Philippine National Public Key Infrastructure. So I think we have to have a separate topic for this and kung ano yung ginaobra sa PKI nga ginatawag. Okay, so to continue. So there are companies that specializes in financial transactions over the internet. And such Stripe or credit card processing, Smart Pay, like for example, for direct online bank payments, and PayPal for alternative payment methods at checkout. So PayPal is another one. So the difference between actually ang PayPal na buhay doon daya guys. I think it's going way back for some time kay ICO pa during 2008 until 2012 nga grabe until today. Nga dyan magyapon niya PayPal. So sa PayPal actually you can that is the safest thing that you can have if you don't want to use your credit card and the debit cards. Kay kung ang debit card information ninyo, credit card information are not safe. Hay kon ma-hack day guys, I think kaluluoy ka lang, why don't you load your bank account mo? So that is the problem. To remedy that, they come up with the safe method, which is the PayPal. So if you want to pay, like for example, if you have transactions on the internet, you can choose PayPal as your But now there are certain alternatives for PayPal, especially if you're living here in the Philippines. And for myself, I use Paymaya. So guys, why do ko gapaload sa tindahan kay man-anyo man kung guys may mga taxes kita kag naga-pay ka sa So why don't you go to 7-Eleven and load your Paymaya accounts, and then you can have your own load. May rebate ka pa. Or pwede ka pa kapang-load na yun sa imo nga mga kilala, mga classmate nyo sa balay ninyo nga hindi nyo kinahanglan magpa-load sa tindahan. So later on, we will talk about it in your activity, and let's move on to another topic. So another topic is your methods of online payment, e-payment, or online payment. So before that, you can see on figure 13, so this is the diversifying e-commerce payment system. So you can see here, you have the application for e-payment, e-wallet, the QR code for identification, the credit card, and the credit card number. Medyan sa Paymaya nyo guys. Digital money, if you're into cryptocurrency. But I suggest if you don't understand it carefully, hindi ka maanay mag-invest. And online banking, of course, and NFC for the payments. Ang NFC nga dyan ginagamit daya sa mga transactions. Like, ka mo bala, mga beep cards ninyo. Magpa-Iloilo ka mo guys, magsakay ka mo sa mga e-jeepneys. So, sa orihiya mo doon mode of payments natin. Instead nga naghahambal pa ka mo bayad, kag ihing mo ninyo, magsakay ka mo sa e-jeepneys, ma-beep card na lang. So, pareho sa Hong Kong, mo dyan ginagamit nanda sa Hong Kong. So, if you have relatives abroad, especially sa Hong Kong, gagamit sa the beep cards lang kag octopus. So mo lang day anda nga gina-swipe as their payment. Swipe lang sanda. Hindi doon kinahanglan nga magbayad, why don't it so cashless. And of course, you have to understand the blockchain. So medyo malawig dayang istoryahanay guys. Okay. So there are varied types of electronic payment methods such as online credit card transactions, e-wallets, e-cash, and wireless payment systems. So credit cards constitute a popular method of online payment but can be expensive for merchants to accept. The reason for this is because of the transaction fee. So of course, mabayad ka yung transaction fee. Pero kung sulit man lang yung transaction fee, okay man. Ang transaction fee gani guys, tag 10 pesos man lang daya. Like for example, magbayad ka mo Eleco bill, you go to 7-Eleven, instead ang mode of payment namon guys, nagkadto kami sa Palawan, padala guys, no. And then ang Eleco bill bala na, so galing ka charge lang sa 10 pesos. Ang problem is sometimes ang queue sa Palawan medyo malawig. So another alternative is this one. Why don't you go to 7-Eleven, paludan ninyo ang inyong Paymaya, then dyan lang ka mo sa Paymaya nyo, bayad ka Eleco bill. So of course you have to fill up the information and the amount above payment, no? Like for example, if your payment is 1.5, ang electric bill niya is 1.5 kuno abi for that month. And then you go to payments and then you select Eleco 2. And then you have to input the account number ninyo. Sa bill makita nyo may account number. And then pagkatapos the amount and then sa press send. So fill up nyo pagkat ibang information about you. Tandaan ninyo, hindi ang ngaran nyo imbotang nyo sa Eleco payment, kundi ang ngaran ka sa bill ninyo. So besides credit card, we have your debit card, no? So ano kinalain ka debit ka credit? Ang credit means dyan daw utang ang credit, no? Which is utang pero baydan mo sa sunod na. Whereas ang debit card is may dyan doon nga sulot na daan ang card, and then all you have to do is to swipe it and then mabuhin lang dayan amount kung ano ninyo. Now for bank payments, so when we refer to the bank payment, this is a system that does not involve any sort of physical card. The use of this is for the customers who have account enabled with internet banking. So instead of entering card details on the purchase site, these systems or the system payment gateway allows one to specify which bank they wish to pay from. So like BDO, so maswipe ka lang, then BDO, then i-ano mo PIN number. Then afterwards, ma-generate ang POS ka resibo nga naggamit ka card na. So it is typically seen as being safer than using the credit card. It is much more difficult for hackers to gain login credentials compared to credit card numbers. Kaya kung maman-an ang dagani ang credit card number nyo, tapos gid ka mo. So that is why guys, why gid ako online banking. Why gid ko sarig sa online banking. Although ang balde secure, pero kung mabatian yung news, duro doon yan na tuntuhan. Especially ihambal ko lang yung mga bangko BPI. Numero 1 ginang BPI nga ginahack. Kag ang BDO, there are certain times that BDO was hacked, no. So, umuna kung may credit card ka mo or ATM nyo, may ATM ka mo, hindi nyo pag ipadayaw-dayaw ang ATM card nyo hayin sa ang number nga ma-picturean lang ka cellphone, ang sa tubang niya, kag ang sa likod nga PIN number, tapos gid ka mo. Pwede ma-hack yung bank account. So, using that method. So, that is why example, na-notice ko lang mag-withdraw ako sa land bank kasweldo ko. Na-notice ko yung mga tao nandayad ang card nanda. Gina-abrehan ka ginabuo lagi. So hindi mayan nga practice, no, nga ginapakita nyo sa public ang information nga makita sa credit card. Sensitive dang information nga diyan, pati ang sa likod, no. Nga especially ang sa likod gid ang CCV number. Kaya ang CCV number is the PIN or that is the code nga para ma-access ninyo yung account. So confirmation ng CCV number, so kinahanglan hindi na maman-an kay ban nga tawo. So ang ginahimo ko takon, why ko anay ginabuo yung card ko magpila. So sano ako kon rapid do lang ako mag-withdraw, diyan ko ginabuo yung card ka ginasuksok diretso sa butangan ka card magsuok. So in that way hindi nanda makita sulod ka information nga makita ang sa front kag sa end ka card. Okay. So more on bank payments guys, and the user is directed to the bank's website where one can authenticate oneself and then approve the payment. So typically may ginatawag makita nga two-factor authentication. This two-factor authentication is the security besides your PIN number. Ay sa ATM ni may PIN ka. Pero mag-transact ka online, there is so-called two-factor authentication nga ginaglan ipindot mo sa account. Kung hindi mo mapindot within 1 minute, hindi ka mo kasulod sa bank account niyo. So that is one security that they can intervene so that they have to make sure nga okay ang inyong account. Another subtopic for methods of online payment is the mobile money wallets. And for mobile money wallets, this one, many people do not have access to banking facility, no? So what they do, like for example, in India, there are mobile phone users and there are people with active bank accounts. That is why ang mabakal sa India ang cellphone nga may NFC nga ginatawag. So NFC is ginagamit pareho man na ka beep card, no? Nga instead nga gagamit ka credit card, debit card, ang ginagamit mo ang cellphone mo lang for payments. So mo da ano lang nandaya account number. Kung kaysa gani ang sa GCash nyo bala nga dang QR code na that is another example. Instead mabayad ka cash, i-scan mo lang ang andang QR and then mo transfer doon niya ano. So telecom operators in such locations have started offering mobile money wallets which allow adding funds easily to their existing mobile subscription number. So this is by visiting physical recharging points to close to their homes and offices and converting their cash into mobile wallet currency. So di ka mo guys mag-cadlock magamit ka technology, no? So technology is there. All you have to do is to make to make your life more easier. So basta kamaan ka mo magamit lang. So this can be used for online transaction and e-commerce purchases. Okay. For your activity, it's called Paymaya 105, and what you're going to do is to download the Paymaya app from Google Play Store, and you have to input this code. So this is the referral code PQ891J7DEK6J. So this is a combination of upper caps letters and numbers. So you have to complete your registration, fill up your form, and you have to use one valid ID. One valid ID is supposedly voter's ID, hindi lang ya student ID ninyo, no? Driver's license, voter's ID, TIN number, TIN ID, what else? Basta valid ID lang, isa lang kabilog. So you have to and then you have to screenshot this and upload it to your Google Classroom. So that is your activity 105. Okay. So more information on Paymaya is, don't you know that in your first transaction for Paymaya, like for example, if you go to 7-Eleven and paload ka mo 100 pesos or something, you will be given I think 100 pesos for free na rebate. So i-try nyo lang, i-check nyo lang sa sa may mobile app if I'm not mistaken. So if it's not 100 pesos, I think it's 50 pesos. And I think 50 pesos you can buy ice cream in 7-Eleven for 50 pesos. Okay. So guys, I think that is all for this afternoon. Please comment your attendance. Please comment your attendance on YouTube. So you have to comment there present sa YouTube for your attendance. Okay? So thank you very much for attending our class this afternoon, and see you next time. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.